Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. How are we doing today, everybody? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Man, this year is almost over, y'all. That's tripped out. Right? Like it'll be December tomorrow. It's crazy. Hopefully y'all are doing okay. Okay. So I wanted to talk to everybody. First of all, let me get to the super chats. Thank you, Malika, for kicking off the contributions, and peace and love to you, Sister Kendra, and to the chat. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, Steve, for the contribution. I appreciate you. And thank you so much, Timothy Lee, for your contribution as well. I appreciate you as well. I wanted to come and talk to y'all about something because I ran up on an old clip, and then I have a clip of Mary J. Blige. Not a clip of Mary. I'm not gonna really play that clip because it's her music, and it's like a portion of her music video. So the clip itself is not so much important as the title of that song and how we're basically gonna get to that. Give me 2 seconds because the way YouTube play with me is astronomical. Give me 2 seconds. I appreciate y'all being like super patient real quick. Don't you hate when you be trying to click something like, and I don't want to do it? Like, for real? How to do stuff in the manual way on a whole smartphone and a million shortcuts. There we go. Okay. My apologies. I want to show y'all 2 clips. One is an older clip of, I know some of y'all in here are old enough to remember a singer by the name of Millie Jackson. If you are a boomer or you are an older Xer and your boomer parents played certain music, you probably heard of Millie Jackson. Now, Millie was best known for her raunchy style of music. Okay. She would do the little monologue, you know, it was almost R&B bluesy type music. And it was always raunchy or whatever. And she, you know, she always talked about having sex and this and that. And she was just real raw with it. You know, she was an original city girl. She was an original city girl. She prided her music on not being appropriate. So she prided herself on making sexually inappropriate music. Okay. Now, she wasn't too much of a dynamic singer. Like, her voice was nothing to write home about, but she made her way. And she, you know, she made her way. She made her mark. She created that lane sort of for women. She created that lane for women because men, there were already men that had certain kind of music. Okay. And their music was raunchy. Now, all of that at that point in time, in the 60s and 70s, making music, that was a subgenre of R&B or blues. Okay. That wasn't the mainstream of music at that time. That was like a niche to be really raunchy and to be really sort of explicit in your lyrics and things of that nature. She would have, you know, highly suggestive album covers and things of that nature. Clean Up Woman was not Millie. I don't think Millie was Clean Up. I don't think she was Clean Up. I forget who made Clean Up Woman. But a couple people done sang it though. And so that was a niche. So for those of you who don't know about Millie, that's okay if you were too young to know about Millie, right? That's okay. I'm going to still show you a clip of her. The reason why I'm telling you this is to give you a concept of how old Millie is and what generation she is. And I want you to keep in mind Millie's generation in combination to what she says in this clip. So without too much further ado, let me I wanna okay. I hate it when so I'm gonna run it again. So this is Millie, and this is her doing an interview back in the day. Millie was just a run-of-the-mill Black woman from the South. Okay. She eventually moved to New York, and then like her singing career kind of happened. It just kind of happened. But she was just a regular woman from the South. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you listen to what she said and see if it don't sound familiar to you.
Why didn't you get married to the fathers?
Why? I got enough problems taking care of the kids. I gotta nurse him too.
Well, maybe he could have taken care of all of you.
No, I'm afraid not. Neither one of them had as much money as me.
Why didn't you get married to the fathers?
Why? I got enough problems taking care of the kids. I gotta nurse him too.
Well, maybe he could have taken care of all of you.
No, I'm afraid not. Neither one of them had as much money as me.
He not even worth all the energy I gave him.
Why didn't you get
Now, what am I sharing? What am I trying to get y'all to see with this? Yeah, Millie wasn't a beautiful woman necessarily, not conventionally. But she was well regarded as sexy, mainly because of what she talked about. And you know, when she was young, Millie kind of had a body or whatever. Okay. That listen, if she not a boomer, she's a really late silent generation, because she was only a few years older than my dad, because my dad was born in 49. Okay. But that's neither here nor there, whether she was late, silent, or early boomer. Right? The point is that she said something that is modern. What did she say? He said, why didn't you marry the fathers of your children? At least one of them. And she said, why? Why would I do that? I got enough problems. So she admitted that being a single mother was problematic to her, but that having a man in the house that wasn't on her level would actually add more problems to her, because she would have to nurse him too. And then the man says, you could tell he's a white man. He kind of chuckles a bit because this thinking is foreign. What is that? What is it? And feminism had well been established. That interview got to be in the 70s, look like. Okay. Maybe it was early 80s, but that looked like a 70s interview to me. Now, feminism was there. Second wave feminism, as a matter of fact. Okay. But this kind of shows you how quickly that took root, specifically with Black women. Because her immediate issue, her immediate talking point was that she'd have to nurture him. So that was a no-go. And he didn't have enough, quote unquote, money. He didn't have more money than her. So therefore, he was not worthy for her to marry him. However, he was worthy. Both of her, she had 2 children by 2 different men. This is old school hyena. 2 children by 2 different men. I think she was trying to tell us something with the second one, because her daughter Keisha Jackson. See, we don't know their fathers. That never came out. But guess what the name of her second child is? Her son. Her son, which would be around my age, name is Gerald, Jerroll. Gerald Lavert Jackson. I think she's trying to tell us something. She might have been trying to tell us something. That might have been one of the Lavert cousins or something. That child belonged to one of the Lavert cousins. One of the Laverts we don't know. Some of y'all is old enough to know who we talking about. Some of y'all are too young. Look up the Laverts. The Lavert family, starting with the OJs. Okay. And then his son that passed away. So the daddy, Eddie Lavert, and then the son was Gerald, Gerald, Gerald Lavert. And then they had a little group, the Laverts. The cousin and all that kind of stuff was over there. And then a little group. Gerald passed away. So I think she was trying to tell us that one of them Laverts was the baby daddy, possibly. But we don't know that. That information was not, I could not find that information. 2 children, 2 men. And she says to the interviewer, he said, maybe he could have taken care of all of you. Afraid not. Because none of them had as much money as me. Listen. They was on that foolishness back then. The hyenas. I don't know how we allowed them to take center stage. But I'm also pointing it out as well that it was through this music. It was through Black women's music that they continue to perpetuate. You need to be single. There's no reason to have a man. No man is even better than a good man. No man is even better than a good man. It's better for you to have no man than even having a good man. She felt almost offended that he would ask her, why didn't she get married before carrying 2 kids? Now, what I also want to bring to your attention here is the comments. Love how Millie did life on her own terms, unapologetically. Sad that even then it was understood that outside of money, most men have nothing to offer. Okay? That men are hurt in the comments is very telling. Then we had one guy that said, which other community is this nonsense celebrated as much as it is in ours? It's sad that in 2023, persons think that it's some badge of honor, despite the statistics proving the exact opposite. We have to do better. Okay? She said it's so nice. The fact that a lot of men still don't understand that they are the reason why most Black women are single mothers and not the mother is literally mind-boggling. Raise your hand if you voluntarily wanted to raise a human without the support of the other person that helped make them. Y'all constantly do that. Y'all constantly do that. Y'all constantly sign up for the single parent paradigm, because let's poke a hole in the it take 2 argument. It takes 2. It takes a man to impregnate you. It only takes one individual to have it. It takes a man to be with you to impregnate you, but you're the only one that can decide to have it. The fact that y'all think it's normal to carry a whole man's baby in your body for 9 months that you either don't know or don't like or not in a relationship with is crazy to me. And then you'll look back, well, he got me pregnant. You spent 9 months with all kinds of, and I'm not a proponent of going to Planned Parenthood and trying to reverse your mistakes. I'm not a proponent of that. So let's make that be understood. But it is there. That choice is there. America and the majority of the states give women that choice. And she don't have to consult nobody. She ain't got to talk to nobody. Don't nobody got to sign for her. Don't nobody got to say nothing for her. Don't nobody got to vouch for it. She can walk into Planned Parenthood, and I don't care what she say, or she ain't even got to get no story. All she got to do is go in there and tell them what she wants. They're either going to do it right there, or they're going to schedule her an appointment so that she can come back, get that taken care of, and boom, she ain't got to have no kid. There are plan Bs. There are all kinds of ways that you cannot have a baby. There is preventive measures. There is birth control. There is the pills, the IUDs, the shots. It's a million ways. There are condoms. It's a million ways to not be pregnant. In 2023, there are a million ways. And y'all are still sitting up here talking about, well, men get us pregnant. You wanted that. And then it be cap. Talking about some, oh, well, he should have wore a condom. Y'all don't even like condoms. Y'all don't like condoms. Y'all don't like condoms. Y'all will let a dude that you barely know hit you raw. Y'all are almost offended if a guy pull out a condom. What you doing with that? Too many men, and they ain't lying on y'all. Too many men have come out and said she didn't want it. She didn't want me to do that. I had a condom. She didn't want me to do that. She begged me. She begged me to go in there raw. She wanted it. Because a lot of y'all are some nasty little sluts. And that's what you want from dudes you don't know. So I don't want to hear about it take 2 to tango. It only take 1 to have it. It take 9 months to become a single mother. On top of that, you still don't got to deal with it. After you have the child, you still don't got to deal with it. You don't have to raise no kid. Women do not have to raise kids in America in 2023. They don't have to do that. Women are not legally, nor are they morally bound to raise the children that come out of them. And we got to stop listening to and engaging in those arguments, because they are false arguments. These are straw man arguments. Because the premise is wrong. Premise is wrong. They want to argue it on the premise that I gotta have this baby. No, you don't. Once I'm pregnant and once I'm past, if I don't quote unquote believe in abortion, then I gotta have and raise this baby. No, you don't. Listen, you can take that child to any police station, hospital, fire station. I forgot what they call that little law. And you don't have to answer no questions. You can hand that child over Tell whoever you handing that child over to, you don't want it. They may feel a kind of way, they might judge you, but you don't want it. So even after birth, women do not have to raise no kids by themselves. So single motherhood is 100% your choice. That is 100% your choice. Single motherhood is 100% on you. But the part that I'm really focusing on is the fact that she was a singer and she sung about stuff like that. And then she lived a life like that. And the women in the comment section that's probably too young to know who Millie Jackson actually is are A-manning. Don't have a family structure. For Black women to not have a family structure, to have kids with no fathers and then say about how the fathers was not good enough to be fathers, they not good enough to be husbands, yet they was good enough for me to drop a whole child in this world. And nobody want to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about being trained to destroy the family structure and to denigrate the family values. That the value of it. She relegated the fathers of her children down to $1, said that they didn't have as much money as her, and then proceeded to be like there was nothing else he possibly could have offered as a man in this situation. So because I didn't see value in him, then obviously and evidently he could not provide value to the children. So the children miss their fathers because Millie didn't want them. So because she didn't want the fathers, the children can't have the fathers. So because she didn't want them as her men, then they were not eligible to be the fathers of children that they had. And you know, the men that she got pregnant by was likely in her generation, and it was not in this is a word I'm looking for. Anyway, it was not something within them to not raise their kids. They wanted to. This is the boomer generation. The boomer generation is known for stepfathering children, even if they have their own. So that was not something that was ingrained or inculcated into them as to abandon children. That's something you would have had to make him do. You would have had to alienate him to the point where he just can't find you and he can't be a father to them. And them men was of a generation that would have hurt them. That would have very much hurt them. Very much hurt them. Being deprived of the ability to be a father to children that they have. Remember, I did that thing on Kirk Franklin? And then for him to find out who his biological father was, and that man broke down. Why did that man break down? He had other children, but Kirk was his child. And he didn't know that. And so because he didn't know that, he didn't have an opportunity to raise Kirk or influence Kirk in his life. That made that man break down. Such was the fracture. Such was the breaking of that family. The women lying and scheming and manipulating to such an extent that we don't know because she went so far as to lie about who the father was. She knew all along that man was his daddy because she denied it too heavy when the DNA came through. She knew all along exactly who his father was, but she had done lied all around the family so much and so long that it was such a scandal for it to come out to not be the man that she had told everybody was that man's father. Such was the fracture that Kirk and his son's relationship was strained and fractured due to not knowing who his father was, not having the proper influence of his father. So Kirk knew how to provide for his children, but he did not know how to father him. He knew how to father him. That's different. And Kirk said ever since they found that out, him and his son have been healing and having a better relationship, because that variable, that unknown, that riddle is now solved. Thank God that man was still alive to heal, to help that, to heal that bond that had been broken for 3 generations. We're going to go on a commercial break. I'm going to come back. I'm going to read the super chats, and then we're going to talk about Mary J. Why Mary J? You'll see. But after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, my Crimsonites and all of my supporters. I invite you to go and get your copy of my new book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery, on sale now at crimsoncure.com. This is guaranteed to change your perspective and positively impact your life. So go ahead now to crimsoncure.com and get your copy today.
So what you want to do is you want to go to crimsoncure.com, pick up your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, Lies of Feminism and Road to Recovery, which is on sale now. The wonderful part about it is I have listened to several auditions for the audiobook version of that. So this is actually an exciting kind of new experience for me to delve into this and to find women that are excited actually about reading this book. Like, that makes me feel like so awesome as an author to have women, because I want a woman's voice to read the book since it's aimed at women. And to have these women be so invested already in the book, and they're like, no, I want to be a part of the project, blah, blah, blah. Like, that makes you feel like super good. I don't know how many likes I have or don't have, but bam, 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 we gotta hit the like button. Bam, bam, we gotta so go ahead and hit the like button. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you so much, Mogul Maze, for your contribution, sweetheart. Thank you, Simon, said thank you for the content. You're very welcome. Thank you, Pac-Man, said it always amazes me when women ask, why didn't he wear a condom? Man, why didn't you wear a condom? Female condoms have been out since 93. Thank you, Common Man, said there's too much money in America by having a child. I keep telling these young people the only reason they're here is because their mothers just wanted the bag for the government. Thank you, Shelton. So I said in a group on Facebook that the majority of kids are birthed out of sneaky links and friends with benefits and don't know the guy's last name or anything. Thank you. Thank you, Chano. Lift said, doesn't take 2 to tango. It only takes 1. Then you proceed to break down the security blanket of feminism in America. Classic lesson of the lost value system. Thank you so much. And thank you, Original Man. Said Tupac was very angry with his mother after getting to know his biological father. Kirk Franklin's father only lived a few blocks from him. Exactly. Exactly. So now, I want to show, but I don't want you to hear Mary. And I'm going to show it to you for this reason. We're going to talk a little bit about Mary for this reason. Now, I am not going to let it play sound. This is Mary. Looks good for her age, because, you know, Mary's like 50, 51 or whatever. Right? Mary is in her early 50s. Okay. And she looks good here. You know, she's not out of shape, you know, or anything like that. The title of her video, her new song, is called Still Believe in Love. Okay. Now, why am I pointing out Mary? It's interesting how her music has evolved. Mary music started out with this whole, you know, this hurt hyena music is what I call it. She was the mother of the hurt hyena music. Okay. Somebody done did her wrong. Some of her best hits was The Scorned Woman, Not Gonna Cry, off the soundtrack of Waiting to Exhale. A whole hit. Okay. Most of her songs were about being scorned, being hurt, some man doing something to her. Now, as of the last few years, the message of her song, I want to call them songs beyond the wall. First, she was singing boneyard anthems, you know, boneyard anthems. And interestingly enough, her music has definitely reflected her thoughts, her life journey. Okay. So she went from kind of just the hood girl making little songs because one of her first hits was Real Love. I'm searching for a real love. Someone to give my heart to real love. I'm searching for a real love. Okay. And now at 50 something, you still believe in love. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? She sung her hyena music to us. Me and her, same generation. Mary was young when she came out. I'm only a few years younger than her. So her album, My Life, I bumped that. Okay? That was one of my favorite albums of hers. And then I couldn't get with Mary's music no more because she started singing boneyard, boneyard anthems. And I ain't in the boneyard. What you talking about? Why all these men doing you wrong in all these songs, Mary? She would go from trying to sing a love song to, but wait a minute, he hurt me. I'm hurt. Song. Said I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed no tear. I was your lover and your secretary, working every day of the week. hyena anthems. As of late, her songs have been real interesting. She had a song talking about good morning, gorgeous. And the whole song was about her being lonely and having to do self-affirmations because there was no man there to validate her. So she was trying to validate herself. Good morning, gorgeous. Now we got Still Believe in Love. This is a woman that's been married, a couple times. She divorced now. Women squawked because she had to pay her ex-husband alimony and spousal support and all that kind of stuff. Mary has been famous since she was in her 20s. That's about a 30-year span. Money has helped Mary look a certain way because she was just a round the way girl. Mary has always been an average looking woman with average vocals, actually. She sings sometimes she can't. Memes of her dancing, that's a regular thing. So we know she don't dance. She awkward, which is fine. I'm not really roasting her. I'm just giving the different pointers that we could see as a public. Yet, she never had what it took to maintain a healthy marriage and a healthy relationship. She never had what it took. She never learned her femininity. She never learned those lessons. I bet you now she know them, but she's like 51 now. Talking about she still believed in love. Mary's musical archive, which in a lot of ways mirrored her personal life journey, is the hyena's blueprint of life. It's the hyena blueprint of life. Be young, get your career, get your bag. Run through with these men. Get into so much relationship trauma that you can write songs about it. That'll sell. These hurt hyena songs. That'll sell. Because they love the mess out of these hyenas. SZA can't sing either. SZA cannot sing. I heard that chick without no auto-tune or nothing, acapella. Oh, baby, bye. Baby, bye. My cat sounded better yowling before she used to throw up a hairball. Like, no. And she sing toxic hyena songs. They love her to death. Jasmine Sullivan has a beautiful voice, on the other hand. It's nothing like SZA. Jasmine Sullivan's voice is a masterpiece. And she sing hurt hyena songs. Pick up your feelings. That's a Her Hyena song. If you listen to her sing that song, just listen to her acapella sing it. Her voice is beautiful. But her song's not. I bust the windows out your car. Hurt hyena music. Toxic, hurt hyena music. You right, Mr. G. Keisha Cole was another one. Hurt hyena music. That's why they love her so much. Hurt hyena music. They either like hurt hyena music or flat out slut music, slutty music. Mary's musical trajectory, the content of her songs and things is the hyena's blueprint. Be young, get your bag, let these dudes run through you. Let these dudes run through you. Try to dip in and out of little relationships, but they toxic. You'll gather all of this emotional trauma, relationship trauma. You'll have all of these stipulations and things you can't stand about men and da 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 da. And then at one point say, screw it. You don't need them anyway. You're successful. You are talented. You have money. You have friends. You have, because remember, when she went through that phase too. Don't bring no hateration, holleration in his dancery. That was about just people around her being together, not necessarily a man. Just fine, 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 fine. That was kind of my jam, though. Just fine was kind of my jam. But the lyrics to it was the independent thing, right? So she went through that phase. Now she's singing songs beyond the wall. Now in her 50s. Now in her 50s. She might be capable, maybe, of handling some type of relationship, but you 50s. You in your 50s, baby. What man now? Whether he's in the industry, not in the industry, a well-known man, not a well-known man, because she ended up marrying the man. Wasn't like he her manager or something at that point. See, she had already quote unquote settled because he didn't make as much money as her. He couldn't. Which is why she ended up having to pay him when they got divorced. So many songs, so many instances where Mary's talking about she's been beaten on and all of this other type of stuff. Mary, listen, let me tell you something. Mary. I thought that's where she came from. Mary, you from the Bronx, Mary. You really want me to believe that you ain't putting hands either, that this is not a fight? So you just want me to believe that you were born in New York. Yonkers is close enough to the Bronx. I know New Yorkers have a thing about that. I get you. That's like saying she was born in, for us in Chicago, that's like saying she was born in Oak Park. But if you live on the west side of Chicago, what difference do it make? I'm not talking about the New Yorker thing. Says she was born in the Bronx. Let's see. And she might have been raised in Yonkers, whatever. Yonkers is a hop, skip, and a jump. So even if her parents' house was in Yonkers, you mean to tell me she never went to the Bronx? It's like 10 minutes away. My point, y'all can have a little back and forth about Yonkers and the Bronx. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not a New York native. I don't care. My point is that you grew up in a place with a culture, Mary, and her whole demeanor. She don't seem like she always fighting, but she also don't seem like she's withered up in the corner either. Mary strike me as will fight but can't fight. One of them. That's how she come across to me. She a wolf and talk, and she'll try to throw hands, but she not real good at it. But that mouth lethal. That mouth is lethal. My point today is that women still don't see what is in front of their face. Here, these women, we watched Mary. We watched her as much as the general public can watch her and know anything about her without knowing her. But she's lived her life publicly, more or less. And what we see is the end result of these women, quote unquote, being successful and putting that before everything, not minding if she's being toxic, not minding if she's participating in all of the foolishness of these so-called relationships, marriages, situationships, whatever it may be, not addressing the broken part of you until it's too late, we could always hear the broken woman in Mary's music. We could always hear it. That's why I resonated so much with my life, because I was at a point in my life where that music resonated with me because I was broken. So we could always hear the brokenness. When did she ever address it? Because we could hear through her music that she wasn't addressing it. She's just now addressing it now. She's just now having some introspection that is reflective in her music. And guess what? The women don't like her music. They don't like this song. In this comment section, they don't like that song. Some of them are saying, oh, okay, you know, it's a little bop. And some of them are saying, I don't like this sound for her, because they want boneyard anthems. Not her talking about love. No, Tonight Is the Night is Betty Wright. Millie's voice ain't never been that nice. Betty and Millie might have been in the same time era, but please let's not confuse them. Betty Wright could actually sing. So I just wanted really to come here to point this out. We watch this woman do what these women are talking about they gonna do, and then think at some point they're going to find a husband, but not when you denigrate the family value the whole time. Not when you clap and celebrate not marrying the men that you give children to. And that's supposed to be this badge of honor. She lived her life on her terms. So what's with the belly aching then? If y'all are living y'all lives on the terms of the boneyard and y'all are happy with that, then why do you get on here and bellyache? And then y'all be talking about, can we leave these conversations in 2023? Nope, because y'all have not made no significant changes to where we don't talk about it no more. The only reason the Black community has not repaired is because the women never take accountability for anything. That's really the long and short of it. The reason why we keep descending into madness and foolishness and we never come out of it, y'all want to try to blame the men, but it don't have nothing to do with the men. It's really pretty much hyenas' faults, because since they don't want to take any collective accountability for anything and then shame every woman that will take accountability for things, if the majority isn't going to do it, then what's the point? Let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Robert Campbell said, not our Muslim sister, SZA. And she's supposedly Muslim with the song she sang. They not so much raunchy as they are murderous, but mashallah, Thank you, Quinn, for your contribution. Thank you, Skinny Boy said boneyard ballads and her hyena hymns. Exactly. Thank you, Dale, for your contribution. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mr. AMG said they did a comparison with Millie and Gladys, their songs, behaviors, relationships, and how they're living now. Millie's life is sad in comparison. Yeah. And thank you, Elder Ben said heartbreaking. And it really is. It really is. Thank you so much. Common Man said, you surely do teach, Kendra. It's a tough lesson for some and an awakening for others, but there are some that will never understand until it's too late. And this is facts. And thank you so much, Sharon, for your contribution as well. I appreciate you greatly. I appreciate all of it. Oh, I'm not going to forget the Cash Apps. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Peace be upon you as well. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for the Cash Apps. RW, AB, BP, and J. I'm trying not to say like y'all government names. But thank you. Thank you so much because Jay had a very generous contribution. So I thank you so much for that. Matter of fact, Jay gets this for his Cash App contribution. So I want to thank everyone for their contribution. I greatly appreciate you. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.